Settings. So you guys have been requesting this video for a little while, and eventually I have decided to get around to actually doing it. So this is my settings for F1 2021. Alright, so let's literally go straight through them. Sorry if this is going to end up being quite a boring one, but I don't really know how else to do it. Alright, let's start with assist. So I obviously don't use the braking assist. Anti-lock brakes or ABS, I do have that on because I'm currently on controller, but it's definitely still quicker to have it off. So if you can have it off and you can actually do it and you are relatively quick with it off, yeah, you will go much quicker than you ever would if you had ABS on. So if you do want to go quick, you are going to have to learn how to master ABS off. But if you just want to have fun, a bit like me, just do whatever works for you. So if you need assist on, just leave them on. Traction control, I have that off. One of the main reasons is I just find that it pulls you back quite a lot having it on or medium, or is it full and medium. If you have it on full, definitely try it on medium because you will find that you will go quite a bit quicker. Dynamic racing line, I have that off. The main reason, well, there's a couple of reasons, but the main reason is that it's actually not as quick as learning the braking points yourself, because where it does, as you can see here, where it does just tell you to brake, is actually quite early on in the braking zone, whereas you can see where I've got the telemetry of one of the best guys in the world there. I've forgotten your name, apologise about that. He actually brakes a lot later going into that corner. So it's definitely quicker to not have the racing line on, although you probably won't be as consistent, but you know, pros and cons. If you want to be really quick, that's what you've got to do. The other reason why I quite like having it off is because you actually get used to doing slightly different lines, because when you overtake someone, you can't all be on the same line. You're going to have to go off it. And I feel like most people can only race on one line. So learning different lines to overtake, you have to do that without having the line on. Gearbox, I have manual because, well, I just like being in control of the car more. It also means that you can kind of, in the wet, you can kind of short shift a bit more and be a bit quicker that way. So that's always quite useful. I do actually have the up and down shift slightly different. So I have down is square, which I think is normal. And then I change my up shift to circle, which I think it initially is X possibly, but square and circle are my shifts because it's more like an actual flappy panel. Pit assist off. Now I have turned this off half recently, just because I found out you don't actually need to turn it on. As long as you're going slow enough, it's fine. So you don't have to worry about it, but you do have to turn it off.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Pit release assist off as well, as I find that you can get out in some gaps when it's quite busy in a pit lane, where you wouldn't be able to if you have it on. ERS assist, I have that off, just because I like to be in control of it a bit more, and I just feel like sometimes when I need a bit more battery power or ERS, I can use it and deploy it when I want, as opposed to when the AI or whatever the game thinks is best. DRS assist though, I do have that on, and one of the reasons being on controller is that where I've got circle as the upshift, sometimes you can get a bit stuck between shifting and pushing DRS. So to avoid that, I have DRS assist on. Moving on to camera settings, this is probably the most requested thing. I don't use the default one. I actually use TV pod offset, and then I center it. So going through it, the field of view is 6, which I believe I've actually increased, so you can see a little bit more of the car. The offset lateral is actually -12, so it's actually slap bang in the middle. I don't think I changed anything else on that one, but if I have, you can see it there. That's a lie. I actually changed camera shake. I turned it down to 0 because I find the camera shake quite annoying. So yeah, that's down to 0. And I think that's pretty much it for the camera settings. Moving on to on-screen display, obviously you have it on. I have full track map on, as I just like to have as much information as possible. I can see where yellow flags are and where the safety car is and just things like that. It's just better to have that information than not. I've also recently turned the driver tags off, as I feel that it just looks a lot better without the driver tags on. It's just less clunky, although sometimes you can't see who you're going past, but if you just look in the top left hand corner, it tells you who you've gone past. And if you're sailing past someone anyway, because you're going to go for an overtake or a dive bomb, does it really matter? No, not really. Alright, so I've actually played about a little bit with the on-screen display things, I guess the positioning of things, and the dial I've actually reduced down to 80 on the scale, and I've dropped it down right to the bottom, and it sits quite nicely there. It's not too much in the way, and it's not too small, so you can still see everything that's going on as well. I've also changed the MFD. I've reduced that down to 75% on the scale and moved that down to moved that slightly in so it's sitting next to the dial. And yeah, it's just a nice size. I feel like it's not too much in the way and you can still see what's going on. And then finally, the track map sits right next to the dial on the left hand side, and that's actually size 50, so it's tiny. It's actually like a mini map.
Ha!
And yeah, I just prefer it there. Again, just information that you don't need much, but if you ever do, it's just there in a slight glance for you. So yeah, that's what I have. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that's all my settings. If I have missed anything that you want to know, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, have a great day guys, and I'll see you in the next one.